Things.
How you doing, Melanie?
Good. Have you heard from Mr. Goss or Mr. Hernandez LaRosa?
No, and Mr. Hernandez LaRosa's phone number is disconnected.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna wait and see. And
Sounds good.
I know John had been making attempts to get in contact with Mr. Goss and was unsuccessful.
Yeah. Are you at 54A or is somebody there in case somebody shows up in person?
I am here.
Okay, perfect.
I think Mr. Francis is here in person.
Okay. Is Files in there by chance?
Do not believe Mr. Feigelson is here.
Okay. Did the court get an update on James Jones?
Yeah, he called yesterday and said they were continuing to exam.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure because Adam never emailed me back when I was asking.
And Mr. Pfeiffer told me that this morning before he went
Okay.
into another.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure the court had heard from them. And then Nick, for Michelle Wagner, Mr. Yang and I spoke late yesterday afternoon. I've processed some additional discovery requests for him, but everything else is good and they're leaving that set for exam next week.
Okay, I will write that down. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Ms. Smith, I believe we're just waiting for Ms. Donnelly to log in to handle Mr. Francis' matter.
Sounds good. And Mr. Carter for Mr. Manuel, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then if Mr. Goss doesn't show, is Judge gonna want to go on the record with that?
Yes,
Okay, good morning, or good afternoon, Judge.
good afternoon.
Ms. Donnelly, do you need to speak with Mr. Francis, or are you ready to proceed, ma'am?
I am ready to go.
Mr. Bigelow, do we know who's supposed to be recording?
I can see if Kelly's available.
We're just waiting for them to get somebody to record. My understanding for Manuel is that there's just a request to adjourn, is that correct?
That is a correct statement, Your Honor. Defense counsel let me know he has a trial next week that is certain to go and he would be unavailable for an exam. I have no objection to it, but he said his client likely will have an objection to it, and that's why we needed to go on the record.
Got it.
I think for Mr. Francis, we have a stipulated bond amendment. So I know that Mr. Bigelow said that that couldn't be done without judge's approval on it, obviously, but I wasn't sure if that needed to necessarily go on the record or if we could do that now.
Well, what's the stipulated bond amendment?
Defense was seeking to have third-party contact with the victim for purposes of childcare and parenting issues. I spoke with the victim and she is perfectly fine with that and identified that the defendant's mother, Kathy, would be a person that she would agree to for that.
Okay, I have no problem with that. I think he had originally had a bond of 500 personal recognizance, and looks like there was no contact order. So yeah, that's fine. We'll get a new PA 53 taken care of, and he should be all set for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No
Thank you, Your
problem.
Honor.
No problem.
Happy Thanksgiving too.
Thanks, same to
You
you.
too, Ms. Donnelly.
Thank you. You too, Ms. Smith. Also in the court, Mr. Bigelow, happy Thanksgiving.
I'm not sure if he's in there. I sent, oh, he is in there. Since I know I sent him to do something.
Literally just walked in.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Mr. Bigelow, I don't know if you missed it, but there was a stipulation as to Mr. Francis bond. So we just need a new PA 53.
then that was continued to exam, right?
Correct.
Okay, well.
Oh, you know what, though? What date is the
Oh,
exam?
yeah,
We do need to address that. Is
yeah,
the,
we do.
the exam is scheduled for the 2nd?
Yeah, it's,
it
and you, I got the email that it was needed to be shifted to the 1st, and I talked to Mr. Francis. We have no problems with that.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm clearly out of the office. People have noticed my mom had a stroke last week. So
Oh, no.
I had to fly out emergency. So I'm gonna be in and out, and so I need to adjust that schedule next week so I can come back. But she's doing well. I'm actually in my brother's office right now. And so she's doing well. And so as I'm done this, I'll go run and check up on her. But thank you for your prayers.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I'm so sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, she's strong though. Brother, you can come.
I was waiting to see if I thought it was the middle of a case.
I'm in my brother's office. I kicked him out.
I'm in the vending machine room at a hospital, so.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a deputy chief of police, and his office is actually connected to the hospital that my mom's in. So it works out.
Oh.
So do we need to address anything else with Mr. Francis, or is he free to go?
All good from the people, Your Honor.
No, I'm good, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. Francis. We'll see you on the 1st.
Judge, Mr. Carter just walked in. He's on Tom Manuel, but Shelley just walked in to log into and assist us this afternoon.
Okay, sounds good. Shelley, just let me know when she's ready.
My capital case just fled. When are your prelims next?
I couldn't hear her. I couldn't hear you, Shelley. Did you say you were ready or you had to log in?
Judge, that was Mr. Carter that was here asking me a question.
And I'm
Oh,
ready,
okay.
Judge.
Okay, wonderful. We're on the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Tom Manuel, file number is 22-00283 FY, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. People of the state of Michigan, Melanie Smith, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney.
May it please the court, David B. Tarter Jr. on behalf of Mr. Tom Manuel.
Okay, today was the date and time that was reset for a probable cause conference. This matter was scheduled to have an examination next week on December 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. My understanding is there is a conflict with defense counsel schedule. He's going to be in trial. Is that correct, Mr. Carter?
Well, that's what I was checking with your court officer just now as I walked in. The reason why I'm late is that capital case did plead out. So I am free Friday at the set on Friday the 2nd. However, it's my understanding that the prelim is being moved to the 1st, and I do still have a conflict that day because in Eaton County, they have motion days and I'm not in trial that day. So I have a heavy calendar that morning. I know that I previously asked a former judge, Judge Hillman, for an adjournment based on a case out there with Mr. Manuel in which I didn't have discovery, and Mr. Manuel demanded that I carry on to the prelim without an adjournment. So I anticipated that Mr. Manuel would be objecting to my request for an adjournment. So I thought it would be best to show up in court and explain that if Mr. Manuel wants me to be his attorney, I cannot be here on the 1st, and I'd ask for an adjournment, and I believe that that would be good cause. But
Okay, sounds good. Oh, okay, sounds good. Mr. Manuel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and so I recognize the concern. And that is that you want to be able to move forward with your matter as quickly as possible. You were present, Mr. Carter was not, when I shared that I have a conflict on the 2nd, because I need to be able to come and provide some support to my mother. So I cannot hold a hearing for your exam on the 2nd. I'm moving all of my exams from the 2nd to the 1st. And so your attorney is not available at that time. And so you're making an objection to that being moved to a different date, sir?
Yes, I would have, but being the circumstances, I'm gonna allow that.
Okay, I'm gonna note your objection for the record. I am gonna
I
also
know,
indicate this matter was originally supposed to go to an exam back in August. You failed to appear. So the bulk of the delay in this matter was due to your failure to appear at the time. I think you failed to appear because you said you were in the hospital. So nonetheless, the matter was reset. I am going to reset it for the next available date. I don't know, Mr. Carter, you say you're not going to be in trial the following week?
I will be in a different case the following week. The earliest I could do it would be the 16th.
Okay. But Mr. Bigelow, do we have any availability around that time?
We've got a spot at 9 o'clock on the 16th.
Okay, does that work, Mr. Carter?
It does.
Okay, and so this matter will be reset for preliminary examination on the 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Any additional matters for the record? I see the bond was set on November 1st at 10,000 cash surety.
The people are all set, Your Honor. We have no objection to bond continuing as set, or the rescheduling.
Okay, very good. Bond is going to continue as set. Any additional matters from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set for today, Mr. Manuels. We'll see you on the 16th at 9:30.
All right, thank you. I hope your mom gets better, man.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I do apologize for my tardiness.
Oh, you're fine. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Carter.
Thank you. You too, Ms. Smith.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving. Okay. I haven't seen Mr. Abbott, but I think my understanding is that he had not made contact with his client. Is that still the case?
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Nickel is here standing in for Mr. Abbott, nor Mr. Abbott nor Mr. Nickel have heard from Mr. Goss, and it does not appear that he is present at this time.
Okay, well, I'll issue a bench warrant for Mr. Goss.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Thank
Thank you.
you. Let's see. Continue.
I think that is everything until 2. Is that correct?
Continue to be, yeah, I think all the 130s, I have notations that they were continued to preliminary examination.
Okay, perfect. And then for Hernandez La Rosa at 2, it's my understanding Mr. Nickel has not been able to have successful contact with him yet. So we're going to just wait and see if he appears. And then Mr. Wahaldo, the public defender's office appointed Silverthorne late yesterday afternoon. However, I pointed out a potential conflict that they might have, and they were
Okay.
looking into that further.
Okay, sounds good. So we're all set until 2 o'clock then.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. See you then.
Thank you. Have a good one.